fellow chess players. We're going to play some blitz chess here, see what happens. Okay, I'm playing against somebody pretty good, somebody that's beaten me a lot more than I've beaten him. So we've got a modern variation so far. And now I got to remember the theory. Okay, b5, bishop d3, knight d7. I got to play bishop e3. Got to throw that in real carefully. Okay, we've got knight h6. I think I still need to play e5, even though he is kind of aiming at those squares. So this guy's still blitzing out moves, so it seems like he knows what he's doing. Okay, c5, I got to take it. He took there. I'm just going to castle. I'm going to put pressure on his queen. And actually, I'm just not so sure about... Maybe at some point I do need to capture that pawn. Okay, this is interesting. I'm going to play here and put pressure here. Because that feels right. And I don't want to... Oh, wow. His last move was really aggressive. Okay, I'm gonna give you this. Because I'm gonna play check and I'm gonna take your rook. And then I can always run to the other side, right? Okay, weird. He took there. Okay, I'm gonna play check. I gotta be careful about queen a2 and then queen takes b2. So I'm gonna go here. He probably didn't figure I was going to go here. But I think I get mated if I do. I think if I take and he takes, he's got a lot of stuff. Maybe I could have played bishop d4 then. I don't know. The position is certainly I see why this guy's beating me a lot. These are the types of positions I don't always do great in, especially if I'm playing against somebody that's got a really clear tactical vision. This position is just it's a giant mess right now. And it's really hard to calculate everything accurately. I'm not sure even what is the correct move here. Probably, I don't know. Okay, he played queen a2. That was one of the moves I was thinking about. Okay, let's just take. And I want to sack the exchange so bad, and it's probably not right. I feel like easiest is just going to be to take the rook. All of my gut instincts want me to play rook takes d7, bishop d5, allow this check, and then come into e5. But he takes on b2 and covers his dark squares at the end of all that. So probably I just need to take the stuff. Yeah, because he's getting these dark squares anyway. Yep. Kind of predictable. So now we can just angle here. And I've got queen d4 coming, and there's no clear way for him to trap this bishop, so life should be okay, even though this position is still just objectively a mess. Just an absolute mess to play. But I have extra stuff, I have extra material, and if queens come off the board, then it's very difficult for him to get checkmate or whatever other complications he's going for. So he played there. Let's just offer up this exchange of queens and create this pin, and then this will help maybe create a hiding place for my king as well. Bishop d5 should be fine. He can't take it with the knight. Let's play knight c6. Continuing to improve and just continuing to harass that queen in ways that are uncomfortable for him. He still can't take anything. Let's just play rook he1. E5 should be fine, and then we can take back with the rook so we don't hang the bishop on d5. We've also got a place to hide our king. We can hide our king back on c1 now. And that's become safe because we're guarding the diagonals. Okay, good. Let's bring our king back to safety. After he tore apart the whole queen side, we're back. We have come back. We're fine. Not a big deal. Okay, yeah, he still can't take here. This is all this is still just a giant mess. takes. Oh, and he's back. Okay, but he doesn't have the check this time. So, I don't know. We just come back here. What's the threat? It's still kind of a threat. Okay. No, I'm more scared of that than I should be. Okay, we're going to take here. 94. Yay, I'm winning! With 14 seconds left, though. Oh no! Oh! I'm glad that he didn't save it at the end. I needed that win, even though I completely blew it. I still felt like I was justified in winning that game. What a mess in the opening. I was probably, I'm not going to lie, like in the opening I was probably significantly better, and I just couldn't figure it out. I honestly think that's the truth. That's usually the way it works in positions like this. And yeah, you can just see I made tons of inaccuracies, tons of blunders. I was much, much better out of the opening for sure. Like, I had an advantage here. Like, this is where I was pretty comfortable with the theory. Like, I knew e5 was a thing. It's to prevent, like, b4 it gives you a square, right? And then here, and then we have queen e2, and then c5. You're always, like, if you've already played bishop e3 against their knight d7, you're pretty much universally supposed to take. And then takes, and then this is where things become a mess. Like, I don't know what the best move is. This is where the computer's going to outperform me every single time. So I castled, and it already says that's a mistake. So it just says c6 is correct. Not bishop e4, not castles queenside, but c6. And then the idea is knight b6 and then castles. Computers are so much better at navigating these complications. So just a ton of errors here, I'm sure. Bishop e4 is a mistake. Of course it is. Yeah. Attacking a rook, why would that be correct? So b4 is a mistake on his part. So we're both, just tons of errors. So knight d5 is correct. Takes on f4. Knight e7 is correct. And bishop d4 is right. Wow, that's a miracle I got that one right. So, like, I was thinking, also, this is a possibility, right? And yeah, okay, so I was nervous about this. He can play fe3. Okay, and then, yeah, it's very hard to defend the queen. So it's just equal here. So I was correct to play bishop d4. And then we got queen takes, bishop takes g7 is okay. Bishop takes a8 is better. Just right away, but then I still have to take here. Again, I was debating. The only other option I saw was maybe this, which loses on the spot. So good thing I didn't play this, because then, okay, so my intention was here, check, here, and then I thought, like, okay, I actually thought if queen takes h1, I thought I had queen e5, f6, and then I have nothing, apparently. Okay, I thought maybe I could still break through. Okay, so good that I didn't do that. So takes is correct. Takes. Queen d3 is close to the truth. Queen c4 is essentially the same idea. Knight f6, queen d4. Okay, so now we're doing just great, and I'm figuring it out. I'm eating up a lot of clock time, but I am figuring it out. I'm doing everything right so far. Yeah, just bishop f5 is correct. Rook d6 game over. Oh, that's brutal. This is so simple. Like, you can't defend. Okay, so that would have been better. Bishop e4 isn't terrible. I played queen b2, which isn't terrible, but not as good as rook d6. And then this is, pretty soon here, we start with the time scramble. But I navigated this okay. Oh, it's checkmate? Really? I had checkmate. So I took his queen, which is, of course, winning. But I had this, where he doesn't have any retreat that prevents the next move being made. Like king f8, I have queen h8 mate. And king g8, I have queen g7 mate. So knight f5, not winning the queen, was better than winning the queen. Wow. Because it covers h6. So on king h6, I'm better playing for mate. Starting with knight f5. Now that's a hard one for me to see. Knight f5, probably to cover the escape square. Queen g5, king here, and then queen h7, king g4. Yeah, and that's the point, is he needed to do that to cover all the square. What is it? No, it's what's the point of knight f5? Can I clear it? What if there, king h5? King to... Oh, it's a clearance sacrifice. Thank you, computer. Wow. So it's a clearance sacrifice because I can't go through the knight and go to h3. Okay. So knight e6, and then I take on c5, but at this point it's just a time scramble. And then I do simplify. I get all the pieces off the board, and then it's a wild mess that I absolutely mess up. And then just so you know, the final position where I hang the rook, this is a draw. Actually, even after this, it's a draw. I just, I don't want to give him a draw after being winning for so long. And, and we're both really low on time in the time scramble. Anyways, I hope you learned something new about chess. That was a crazy perk with wild complications. I always have a hard time. Actually, not a perk. It was a modern variation. And I always have a hard time, working through all those complications, especially in Blitz. But fortunately for me, a lot of times my opponents have the same difficulties. Working through those complications from either side is kind of difficult. There is a lot going on there. Anyways, thank you very much for watching.